I wasn't going to make another video quite so soon, but I didn't quite finish what I was saying on my last video about that right near where I live. They had somebody. Well, there was two people, but they were pulling everybody over and telling them to take another street uh, because there was an accident up the road, and the sign on the car said something like volunteer cop or something. It was like it was really weird. But I asked them what had happened, and they said there was an accident up the road, and our road is just like you could push a car off the side of the road. It's like it's like farmland type thing, and it's like one road, so we had to go all the way around. And there's been a lot of accidents up there before, and they never did that before. So to me, it's just another type of just seeing what they can do, and that's why I call it a type of occupation. That, and the fact that like they got these toll roads that are going all the way from Mexico up to Canada, and then they'll tell you they don't exist when you see them building it right next to your house. Oh, it's not here. I got some military come right up to your house, and oh, we're not really here. Oh, this didn't happen. That doesn't. This doesn't. You've got free speech, but you just have to pay for it. You just got to go down and get a permit, and then you go down there to get a permit, and find out they don't have any permits. So that's a catch-22, which is a type of military occupation right there, and catch-22, and getting Ron Paul getting 6 minutes, and everybody else getting 20 minutes. That's another type of occupation. It's unfair, not allowing people a chance to speak, and the Diebold, they already found Diebold in violation. So what do? Now they got Diebold everywhere. Another form of occupation. I know that sounds kind of sophomoric the way I'm saying all that, but I'm just letting you know, because there's so many things going on. When I mentioned cameras all over, is that, and call that occupation, I guess that's sophomoric too. Well, I'll tell you what, they've got the cameras like that all over the world now, and it's all because it wasn't just Japan and Germany and Italy that were fascist. It was the whole world that was fascist. And it was because the Rothschilds are fascist, and they're the worst sort of fascist, because see, the Rothschilds are international bankers, and they have fiat money system, which means they create money out of thin air, and they do it all over the world because they have central banks all over the world. They started back in the 1700s, and they got control of England and France's central bank, and they started Shell Oil and Standard Oil. And I keep telling people this because they say, well, I don't see them anywhere and stuff like that. And I keep telling them, well, they can't be gone, because if they created the central banks in England and France, and they created Standard Oil and Shell Oil and the Illuminati and Skull and Bones, which you can all check out that they did, then they can't not here. It's just impossible for them not to be here. And that is like you have gears in a machine, or you have spokes on a wheel. Well, if you want to go back and track, I'm kind of I've been all around this country for sure, many times, and the hard way too, which is, people think, wherever you're at, that's who you are. I notice that at work too, and in other places, people get in this box where they think, well, he's in this box, and we're in this place, so we're all the same. And these people think, well, we're all the same over here. And but you can have people in that box that are completely different than other people. They have completely different experiences, and they do. Everybody does that. different experiences to some degree, but they're getting caught up in this box thing where, like, Illuminati is a box. Churches have boxes for people. They don't even realize that there's all these religions that use it December 25th, because that is when the three of the brightest stars and the brightest stars all line up on December 25th. And that's why, and now they're trying to say that Jesus wasn't really born on the 25th, because they're trying to they want to keep Jesus in a box too, and they don't want you to know that astrology is where Jesus came from, and all the stories about Jesus were also told in other types of Jesuses. Jesus isn't even the first story about Jesus type person. Anyway, that's that the Rothschilds and the Bushes are like really, the Bushes are like the useful idiots that the Rothschilds use them all over. They use useful idiots all over. And I mean, the kings and queens mean nothing to the Rothschilds, because they've been at this game for over 200 years, and Bush is just a useful idiot. When he's done, they just have another useful idiot, whether it's a Democrat or Republican or even a Bloomberg. And see, the thing, people say, well, they should be easy to get rid of. They're just a Rothschild. Yeah, but they've got clubs like the CIA. You have to get rid of the CIA too, and they have CIAs all over the world. So then it makes it a little harder for you to get to them, and that's why 4 presidents all got assassinated to try to get rid of the Rothschilds, because they have the CIA backing them. They have the FBI backing them. That's right. See, the Federal Reserve, the FBI. You think they're not corrupt? They are at the top, because they're the dogs. They're the dogs for the Rothschilds. They're the useful idiots for the Rothschilds. You wouldn't think, that you'd have people with master's degrees and stuff like that. Of course, Bush is less deserving of a master's degree than anybody I've ever seen in my life. But they'll use anybody. They don't care who it is. As long as they can put money out of thin air. So they'll use Bill Gates. And how do these things like $15 billion grants? It's another type of occupation. And I know I'm using that word kind of really loosely and everything, but sometimes you have to think outside the box, because this is what we're all getting into. It's just one stupid box or another, where it's really hard to get out of, because you got other people that are afraid to get out. Oh, here, come back in the box, you'll be safe here. No, you're not safe. You're not safe when your wages have, in the last couple of years, everybody's wages have actually gone down by quite a bit, actually, if you consider that you're not getting a raise, and you're paying or more than twice as much for gas, and you're paying about a third more for food, and housing may stayed about the same, but it just jumped up, almost doubled a few years ago. So it's really gone up. That's gone up too. Anyway, we really need to do something, and we can't with the president we now have, and as like I say, useful idiots. They can get like Clinton was a useful idiot for the CIA. When he was governor of Arkansas, he let the CIA funnel drugs, and he knew they were funneling drugs. Then when he became president, the only thing he did was he's helped. At the same time, he kind of kept the deficit down. He was also helping to build the police apparatus, doing some of the things that you have to have for that,